Attention church leaders, Sunday school teachers, youth workers, and anyone who teaches the Bible. Do you have trouble keeping your students' attention?
Alright, so Matthew 6:25-34. Therefore, I tell you. That's one. Well, this is why I tell you. Don't worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Isn't life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the sky. They don't sow or reap or gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Aren't you worth more than they?
Do you find the illustrations in the Bible difficult to relate to our urban environment?
So we'll put a couple points from the passage. Don't worry. What do you guys think about the birds of the sky and the grass of the field that the passage talks about?
Have you ever wanted to experience God the way the people in the Bible did? Well, look no further. Outdoor ministry may be just the solution to your problems.
In all seriousness, if we truly believe that God is the creator of the universe, our world, and everything in it, why don't we get out into the natural world more to experience God's creation? Job states, "Ask the animals and they will teach you, or the birds of the air and they will tell you, or speak to the earth and it will teach you, or let the fish of the sea inform you. Which of these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In his hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all mankind." Job 12:7-10.
And the psalmist declares, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they display knowledge. There is no speech or language where their voice is not heard. Their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world." Psalm 19:1-4.
If we explore Jesus' life on earth, we find a repeated pattern of ministry and retreat. He spent a great deal of time preaching, healing, and ministering to others. Let's hear what Luke has to say about his activities.
But now even more, the report about him went abroad, and great crowds gathered to hear him and to be healed of their infirmities. Luke 5:15.
But in the very next verse,
"But he would withdraw to desolate places to pray." Luke 5:16.
think about how much time Jesus spent traveling with his followers. Consider that mass transportation, automobiles, and the interstate system did not yet exist, and that they most likely walked everywhere together. During this time, Jesus was able to talk to them and illustrate God's kingdom to his followers through the natural world around them.
"I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me, and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers. And the branches are gathered, thrown into the fire, and burned." John 15:5-6.
Do you suppose that Jesus randomly picked the illustration about a vine and branches bearing fruit? Or do you suppose they may have been traveling near a vineyard where they observed vines, branches, fruit, and the vine dresser pruning and burning the unproductive areas?
Looking at the Old Testament, do you think the teaching about God when he passed by Elijah on the mountaintop becomes more personal when the students are actually sitting on a mountaintop or experiencing the howling wind of a storm while reading?
And he said, "Go out and stand on the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore the mountains and broke into pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind." 1 Kings 19:11.
Well, what about praising God while hearing the babbling of a river, winds rushing through the trees, or ocean waves breaking against the shoreline while reading?
"Make a joyful noise before the King. The Lord, all the earth. Let the sea roar, and all that fills it, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the hills sing for joy together before the Lord." Psalms 98:6-8.
If your church doesn't already have an outdoor ministry program in place, you may want to consider partnering with an existing ministry, or starting one yourself. The benefits include building community, encouraging vulnerability and interdependence, building teamwork, removing social statuses, allowing people to know one another at a deeper level, and removes everyday distractions. Experiencing the wonder and majesty of God through his creation will have a tremendous impact on how your students come to understand the Bible and God.
When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? Psalms 8:3-4.